Hello and welcome to another Disney Pixar video, and today we are going to talk about Toy Story 4 in 2019. So this is going to be a completely different video than what I actually would do. Fortunately enough, I don't have no notes to this movie at all. Because fortunately enough, what happened was I did not like this movie at all. You know, you think about it and it's like, ah, it's Toy Story. What happened? Too much movies of this characters, these storylines and stuff. It's went overboard in a way and stuff. So fortunately enough, my Friday days, I watched the movie, write notes and all that stuff. When I start watching the movie, there's two things. Well, first of all, I made a mess on myself. I kind of spilled soda on me, and I got all mad because I don't know how this happens mostly, but just pouring into a different cup and mostly spilled and stuff. But also, I just found the movie so boring in the first place and stuff. So what really happened, I didn't watch on Friday, and then the next day on Saturday, I basically watched it and stuff, and it was still boring. Uh, so that's why enough of I have no notes to any of it and stuff. And I also realized enough of a lot of people don't really like Toy Story 4 a lot, and I can see why. And the thing is of enough, there was just no storyline to Toy Story 4, and a lot of people were thinking they should absolutely end with Toy Story 3, and that is it. Like, completely it from that. Because Toy Story 3 had a really good ending to the story of Toy Story. And then, fortunately, bringing up of enough of we don't have Andy at all and stuff. They absolutely did show Andy in Toy Story 4 because they show like a young version of him. Fortunately, now we're getting Bonnie in a way where enough of this is more as a new character and stuff. We're getting more new characters in the movie and stuff like Sporky and stuff. Fun character, but it's just very useless in a way where enough of it's just like it's kind of like a toy, but mostly is trash. Like it's trash, but she created as like a toy in a way. So it's weird. I get it and stuff, And Woody was trying to show enough of, we are the creation of toys, so they want to be more bond of their own kids in a way and stuff. But that just happens. And also, it just shows enough of like kids are growing up and giving up, toys into different like stores and toys are just getting dust in stores and stuff, and so it's just not good for them in generally of enough. The other thing of that, because it just feels like enough of when I'm hearing other people think about Toy Story 3 to Toy Story 4, they just totally should just end it with Toy Story 3 and not keep going with Toy Story 4 and stuff. That's just what I've heard from other people. And I kind of agree with that because I just like the ending of Toy Story 3 in a way and stuff. Like Toy Story 4 did absolutely had a good ending as well, but just not it was not the same as Toy Story 3. And fortunately, I would definitely say one thing about Toy Story 3 was very interesting to me, and it really like pretty much blew the movie up. And it was basically when the doll in the store, and she wants to have like her own owner, her own kid, and stuff. And unfortunately, she was very creepy in a way and stuff. And I think her name was Gabby or something. And she was very brutal and was very selfish of her own way by taking his, not even hers, because she took Woody's string sound thing from his back and stuff. And fortunately, Woody was not, capable with that and stuff. And then because she just went with that because she wants it, like this is what she wants. She's going overpowered of Woody and making Woody being uncomfortable. So fortunately, that happened. Where enough of she now has the thing in her bag. It works and stuff. And there was a time where enough she likes the girl is related to the owner of the store and stuff, came in, had a big moment. This is her moment in a way. The kid saw the doll, looking at it, the owner is saying like, hey, you can grab that and keep it, whatever, that's yours and stuff. And then she realized enough of she doesn't want the toy at all. She doesn't want it at all. And she just threw it back where it was and stuff. And it was a hard to watch in a way to me enough of she went somewhere enough of it showed her as being selfish by taking things from other people, and it just didn't go her own way. And so that's like the most biggest thing really happened, and it was crazy just to watch because I know that's like probably like the biggest thing about the movie like I really wanted to talk about and stuff. So that's that. But then that, the animation is just way much better in a way. That was a good thing and stuff. I didn't really focus on Easter eggs at all, and enough of like with Avo on 3 and stuff, and the pizza truck and all stuff. Like I just, to me, I didn't care so much by looking for it and stuff, like into looking into all the Easter eggs and stuff. I didn't do that this time because I just it didn't really cross my mind. So that's pretty much that, and also for the ending and stuff. Again, this is also a good ending if you think about it and stuff. Where enough of Woody doesn't want to be as a toy and want to be, a outdoor toy. Same thing with um, Betty Poe, I think is her name and stuff. Betty Bow. So yeah. So now he has like wants to stay with her and stuff, and he did and stuff, and Buzz pretty much let that happen. So it had like their moments to saying goodbye and stuff. I kind of had a hard time watching that and stuff because, again, we were thinking enough of this could be the end and stuff. And it really reminds me enough of where like Captain America Steve Rogers in Avengers Endgame, where enough of Steve Rogers basically went back in time to be with Peggy Carter, and this is kind of like the same situation where Woody wants to be with her, with his person and stuff, with having a happy ending and stuff. But that's not the case because enough we know Toy Story 5 is a thing now. So the story is still going on. And I have no idea if I want to do that as well, but the only thing, honestly, the movie hasn't come out yet. So we gotta, wait for a little bit and stuff. But other than that, it's just like, I don't know. It's a type of movie I just didn't really care so much, and I totally forgot about people didn't really like it so much. So it didn't really cross my mind enough to, write notes and stuff. Like I know what I want to talk about, but it's just like, what else do I should talk about? So that's like the most main thing I want to talk about and stuff. But next movie, it's gonna be Onward. So I have seen that movie before. So I might actually watch it and actually do write notes because I do want to talk about that movie very well. So hopefully, get hyped for Onward. Sorry for this video in a way and stuff. You probably was expecting me to talk about Toy Story 4, but I kind of did in some ways and stuff, but just not the same typical situation I mostly do. So just again, apologize if you were expecting that and stuff. Hopefully you like this video. Hit that like button. Subscribe for more content like this. Have a nice day and thank you for watching.